What's up, guys? My name's TechnoTuner, and today I'm bringing to you a new box opening for Justice Hunters. This deck set is set to literally revolutionize the way we play today in Yu-Gi-Oh! We have the K9, which are very effective at special summoning them when there is an effect activated, whether it be a monster effect or an opponent's card effect, depending on what you're looking to use. We have the Yummies, which are a very combo-intensive deck, which can lead to various different end boards, which can be very helpful for bigger combo plays. Then we have Draco Tail, the fusion archetype that has taken the TCG and OCG by storm. These three archetypes are really fun to play and very competitive. Each of these decks are going to be a lot of fun to play, and I'm very excited to hop right into this. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we get. All right, so move this over here. So for our first pack, let's see what we get. We got a Polymerization, Herald of the Arclight, C number 102, Archfiend Seraph. All right. K900 Hound. So that's one of the main Xyz monsters for the actual set for K9. It takes 2 level 5 monsters, cannot be destroyed by battle or your opponent's card effects. The turn is special summon. Each time your opponent activates a monster effect, this card gains 500 attack when that effect resolves. Once per turn during the standby phase, you can detach one material from this card, target one card on the field, and banish it. So it is a target banish, but it's still really good for the deck. Most decks are going to be playing K9 with Vanquish Soul. I've seen a couple others with different end boards, such as Crystron and I think RB. Then we got Edge Imp Chain. That's a good reprint for a fusion archetype, so we could definitely use that. Piri Ray's Map and Behemoth, the King of 100 Battles. Let's go ahead and take a look at our second pack here. The box does contain only 24 packs, so it will go pretty fast. Then we have Lolipo of the Yummy Way. For this card Synchro Summon, you could treat one Link 1 monster you control as a level 1 tuner. You can only use each of the following effects of Lolipo Yummy Way once per turn. If this card is Synchro Summon, you can special summon 2 Yummy monsters from your graveyard, but negate their effects. When your opponent activates a card or effect, you can return this card to the extra deck, special summon 2 Yummy monsters from your graveyard. That is actually really good for consistency for the deck. All right. Next, we have Chronomaly Vimana. This is one that has been infamous for basically inflicting damage or being able to just go for OTKs. The effect is, once per turn, you can target one face-up monster on the field and one Xyz monster or Chronomaly monster in your graveyard. That monster on the field gains half the attack of the monster in the graveyard until the end of this turn. Then attach that monster from the graveyard to this card as material. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a monster effect, you can detach 2 materials from this card and negate the activation. That would be a very nice tech card for K9 Vanquish Soul, just alone for giving you a effect negation. Speaking of K9, we pulled K9X Werewolf. This card takes 2 level 9 monsters. While it has material, it can attack a number of times each battle phase up to the number of materials attached to it. When your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can detach 1 material from this card, then activate this effect depending on whose turn it is. If it's yours, you can banish up to 1 card from your opponent's field and graveyard. Look at your opponent's hand and banish 1 card from it face up until the end phase. So that's a good way to get a hand rip so they have less materials to work with. Next, we have Paradise Smasher. This card is going to be toxic for the upcoming format. That is definitely assured. Because once per turn during your main phase, you can detach up to 2 materials from this card. Each player rolls a 6-sided die twice. The player with the higher total cannot activate monster effects or declare an attack until the end of the next turn. Once per turn, if either player rolls a 6-sided die or dice while this card has material, you can treat one of the results as a 7. That is rough. Then we have Jack in Hand. This is basically Yummy support since all of them are level 1s. Millennium Eyes Restrict got a reprint. And then we have Draco Tail Pan. If this card is sent to the graveyard as material for a fusion summon, you can set one Draco Tail spell or trap from your deck. Then you can destroy one monster on the field. If a face-up fusion monster you control is destroyed by battle or by an opponent's card effect, well, this card's in your graveyard. You can place this card on the bottom of the deck, and if you do, special summon one non-fusion Draco Tail monster from your graveyard. So this deck allows you to get a lot more resources back just for your opponent destroying or interacting with you. All right. Our next pack. Okay, come here. We have Yummy Amusement Mignon. Yummy monsters you control gain 500 attack for each light beast monster on the field. You can only use each of the following effects of Yummy Amusement Mignon once per turn. If you control a Link 1 monster, you can target one level 1 Yummy monster in your graveyard. Special summon it. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target 2 Yummy monsters in your graveyard. And or banishment, place this card and them on the bottom of the deck in any order. So that does help the card a lot. Well, not the card, but it helps the deck a lot with resource management as well. Then we have Draco Tail Golemel. One Draco Tail monster and one monster in the hand. When you activate a Draco Tail card or effect, you can target one card your opponent controls, destroy it. If 2 or more monsters are sent to the graveyard at the same time while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. You can only use Draco Tail Golemel once per turn. So if you fusion summon, you basically can re-summon it from the graveyard. Speaking of Draco Tail, we have Rahu Draco Tail. You can fusion summon one Draco Tail monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand, deck, or field for the rest of this turn after this card resolves. You cannot special summon from the extra deck except fusion monsters. You only activate one Rahu Draco Tail once per turn. That's a really good fusion spell. Then we got Cross Sheep as basic support, Fright for Patchwork, Gravity Controller, and Artifact Durendal. All right. So far, not so bad. At least for what the cards are. Now, let's see if we can get a decent card for like an ultra rare or anything like that. We have Kinkaboo. Or Kinkaboo. It's basically a level 1. You target one level 1 monster in your graveyard, special summon that target, but banish it when it leaves the field. This card cannot be special summoned when it's normal summon or flip face up. That's when you get to do the effect to summon the one from graveyard. Once per turn during the end phase, if this card is normal summon or flip face up, return it to the hand. So that might be a good support card to get your Cupsy cards back from the graveyard onto the field. Then we got Cupsy Yummy Way. All right. For this card Synchro Summon, like all the other Cupsy or Yummy Synchro monsters, you can treat one Link 1 monster you control as a level 1 tuner. You can only use each of the following effects of Cupsy Yummy Way once per turn. If this card is Synchro Summon, you can add 2 Yummy monsters from your deck to your hand, then discard 1 card. When your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, return this card to the extra deck, special summon 2 Yummy monsters from your graveyard. We got Yummy Surprise! You can activate one of these effects, but you can only use each effect of Yummy Surprise once per turn. Target 2 light beast monsters you control, and 2 cards your opponent controls. Return them to the hand. You can special summon 1 Yummy monster from your hand or graveyard, but cannot attack directly this turn. Return 1 field spell from your face-up field or graveyard to the hand, and you can place 1 Yummy field spell from your hand face-up on the field. That's pretty nuts. Then you got Sky Striker Mecha Hornet Drones. That definitely works with the Yummy archetype because it gives you a free level 1 token that can be used to go into the Link 1. Then you got Volcarosaurus, which is a good burn card for K9. Draco Tail. Target 1 face-up spell on the field, negates effects. Then you can place 1 Draco Tail card from your graveyard or banishment on the bottom of the deck, except Draco Tail Flame. Then draw 1 card. That's actually pretty cool, because this lets you negate the Yummy field spell or any continuous spells on the board, which can help you get through a lot of tough plays. Then we have Draco Tail Urgula. If this card is sent to the graveyard as a material for a fusion summon, you can set 1 Draco Tail spell or trap from your deck. Then you can destroy one spell or trap on the field. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target 1 spellcaster Draco Tail monster in your graveyard. Place this card at the bottom of the deck. And if you do, add that monster to your hand. You can use the effect of Dracotail Urgula once per turn. That is a good way to get some monsters back into your hand, too. All right. Next pack. K9 EW Special Release Experiment. Special summon one K9 monster from your hand or graveyard. Then you can special summon one K9 Exceeds monster from your extra deck by using that monster as material. This card, or this is treated as an Exceed summon, but destroy the monster special summon from the extra deck during the end phase of the next turn. During the end phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one K9 quick play spell in your graveyard, set it. You can only use each effect of K9 EW Special Release Experiment once per turn. Then we got Obedient Schooled, which basically lets you special summon 3 level 2 or lower beast effect monsters with different names from your deck. So you can special summon one of each cup's Yummy. But their effects are negated and destroyed during the end phase. But for the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, you cannot special summon except for beast monsters. Yummy will be utilizing this card like crazy. It is really nuts for the deck and helps them get through a lot. Looks like we got another Dracotail card. We got Dracotail Horn. Target one attack position monster on the field, return it to the hand or extra deck. Then you can place one Dracotail card from your graveyard or banishment on the bottom of the deck, except Dracotail Horn, then draw one card. You can only activate one Dracotail Horn once per turn. That is actually really good too. Then we got Yummy Amusement, Acroqui. I probably butchered that. If you sync or summon a light beast synchro monster, you can target one card your opponent controls, one monster your opponent controls, and destroy it. If a face-up monster you control leaves the field by an opponent's card effect, except during the damage step, you can special summon one Yummy monster from your deck. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target 2 Yummy monsters in your graveyard and or banishment, place this card, and add them on the bottom of the deck in any order. Sorry, you do not add them to your hand. You place this card and the 2 from your graveyard onto the bottom of the deck. You can only use the effect of this card once per turn. That's another good field spell for the deck. Then you got Overlay Booster, CXYZ Nash Knight, and Where Art Thou? So far, no Ultras still, but we're only a quarter of the way through the box. Lollipo Yummy Way. I think we already went over this one earlier. Yep. Yes, we did. Okay, we'll move on to the next one. Imperial Princess Quincari. Number 67, Paradise Smasher again. Oh, hold on. Yummy Redemption. Monsters your opponent controls lose 200 attack for each light beast monster in your field and graveyard. Once per chain, if you sync or summon a light monster or a light beast monster, you can draw one card, then place one card from your hand on the bottom of the deck. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Yummy monster you control and one monster your opponent controls. Switch control those 2 monsters. You can only use this effect of Yummy Redemption once per turn. That's actually really cool. We got a Cookie Yummy! If you control a Link 1 monster or a level 2 Synchro monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Cookie Yummy once per turn this way. This card is normal or special summon. You can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. It loses 1,000 attack. Or, if this card was special summoned by the effect of a Synchro monster, you can destroy that monster instead. You can only use the effect of Cookie Yummy once per turn. Wow, okay. That's actually really good. Then we got Cookie Yummy Way. Wow. So we got the actual monster for the main deck and then the synchro. That's kind of ironic. For this card, synchro summon, you can treat Link 1 monster you control as a level 1 tuner. You use the effect once per turn. If this card is synchro summon, you can target up to 2 face-up monsters on the field. Change them to face-down defense position. When your opponent activates a card or effect, you can return this card to the extra deck. Special summon up to 2 Yummy monsters from your graveyard. Another Dracotail Pan. All right. Here we go. Dracotail Golemel. Yummy Amusement Mignon. K9X, forced release. During the main phase, target one K9 Xyz monster you control. Special summon from your extra deck one K9 Xyz monster with a different name by using that monster you control. This is treated as an Xyz summon. Transfer its materials to the summon monster. Then you can destroy one card your opponent controls at the end of the battle phase. If your K9 monster battled this turn, you can set this card from your graveyard. You can only use each effect of K9X, forced release, once per turn. Then you got Jack in the Hand, Nash Knight, Artifact Drendel, and Gravity Controller. Chronomaly Vimana, Polymerization, Jack in the Hand, Martial Metal Marcher, which works very well with Yummy, K900 Hound, Dracotail Urgla, Behemoth, the King of 100 Battles. Mysterion, the Dragon Crown. This card is supposed to be really good for Dracotail because if you get the one spellcaster monster and one dragon monster, so if you ran Invoked, or when Magistus Spoon comes out, this card is actually really helpful for the deck. Herald of the Arclight, Edge Imp Chain, Frightfur Patchwork. No. Oh, come on! I got a collector's rare Sky Striker Mecha Hornet drones. Wow. Okay. Wow. Look at that. That is beautiful. There is no way this card is not getting banned due to Cupsy, or excuse me, Yummy, but that's insane. Purirae's map, Dracotail Flame. The first collector rare I pull on the channel too, and it had to be Sky Striker. Wow. I guess I'll have to make a Sky Striker deck. Alright, I'm just taking off from the other side. But we got Kinkabyo, Super Rush Recklessly, K966A Jokul. If your opponent has 2 or more cards in their hand, you can normal summon this card without tributing. You can only use each of the following effects of K966A Jokul once per turn. You can reveal this card and one other level 5 monster in your hand. Special summon both, but they cannot be used as a material for the Xyz summon of a light monster. During your main phase, you can add one non-aqua K9 monster from your deck to your hand. So that's very helpful for the deck. Sorry. Alright. Yummy Redemption, Cross Sheep, Dracotail Pan, Dracotail Flame. Wow, okay. Sky Striker Mecha Hornet Drone Collector there. I'm sorry, I'm still over that one. Goodness. Okay, we got Imperial Princess Quinkari, K9 LC Release Restraint. Target one K9 Xyz monster or one rank 5 Xyz monster you control. Special summon from the extra deck one K9 Xyz monster with a different name by using that monster you control. This is treated as an Xyz summon, transfers materials to the monster to the summoned monster. At the end of the battle phase, your K9 monster battle this turn, you set this card from your graveyard, but you can only use each effect of K9 Release Restraint once per turn. K966B Lantern. If your opponent has 2 or more cards in hand, you can normal summon this card without tributing. You can only use the effects of K966B Lantern once per turn. If this card is in your hand, target one level 5 non-pyro K9 monster graveyard. Special summon both it and this card, but they cannot be used for the Xyz summon of a light monster. During your main phase, you can add one K9 spell or trap from your deck to your hand. Alright. Volcrosaurus, Frightfur Patchwork, Dracotail Urgla, and King of the Swamp. I put that in the wrong stack. Last pack of the right side. That's just nutty to me. K9EW Special Release Experiment. Cupsy, Yummy Way. Overlay Booster. Yummy Amusement, Acro Quay. Cupsy Yummy! If you control a Link 1 monster or a level 2 synchro monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Cupsy Yummy once per turn this way. If this card is normal or special summon, you can add one Yummy card from your deck to your hand except Cupsy Yummy. Or if this card was special summoned by the effect of a synchro monster, you can draw one card instead. You can only use the effect of Cupsy Yummy once per turn. Cookie Yummy Way and Draco Tail Horn. So I'm just going to state this right now. The literal joke of this is I have pulled more Yummy cards and I was not planning on building this deck. This is insanity unto itself because I really wanted to play K9 Vanquish Soul or Draco Tail Invoked, but it looks like Yummy has chosen me for some reason. Anyways, K9 LC Release Restraint, Super Rush Recklessly, K9 17 Ripper. 2 level 5 monsters, you can detach one material from this card. Add one K9 monster from your K9 card from your deck to your hand. If your opponent has activated a monster effect this turn, you can set one K9 quick play spell from your deck or graveyard. When your opponent activates a monster effect in the hand or graveyard, you can detach one material from this card and negate that effect. You can only use each effect of K9 17 Ripper once per turn. Number 61, Volcarosaurus, Yummy Amusement Acrome, Millennium Eyes Restrict, and Draco Tail Horn. Polymerization, Kinkaboo, K966B Lantern, Overlay Booster, K900 Hound, Where Art Thou, CXYZ Nash Knight. Obedient Schooled, Herald of the Arclight, Cross Sheep, Yummy Redemption, Lollipo Yummy! If you control a Link 1 monster or a level 2 synchro monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Lollipo Yummy once per turn this way. If this card is normal or special summon, you can target one card in your opponent's graveyard, shuffle it into the deck, or if this card was special summoned by the effect of a synchro monster, you can banish that card instead. You can only use the effect of Lollipo Yummy once per turn. I have pulled, sorry for the yelling, Lollipo Yummy, Cupsy Yummy, and Cookie Yummy out of one box. Where are my canines? King of the Swamp. Draco Tail Pan. Okay, let's see what else we got. Super Rush Recklessly, Draco Tail Golem, K9X Werewolf, 2 level 9 monsters. I think we already went over this one, actually. I'm pretty sure we did. Yeah, we did. So I'll go ahead and skip over this. But it's still a really good... That is a really cool looking card. Like, look at that. That is beautiful. Jack in the Hand, Martial Metal Marcher, Pre-Raise Map, and Draco Tail Urgula. Kinkaboo, Cupsy Yummy Way, Rahu Draco Tail, Nash Knight, Edgent Chain, Millennium Eyes Restrict. Sorry for that camera position. I did not pay attention where I was placing that. All right, guys. Let's see what else we got. K9 EW Special Release Experiment. Imperial Princess Quincari. Yummy Surprise. Number 67 Paradise Smasher. Sky Striker Mecha Hornet Drones. Draco Tail Flame, and Artifactor Rendall. Chronomaly Vimana. K9 LC Release Restraint. K9 17 Ripper. Yummy Amusement Acrolay. Yummy Redemption. Gravity Controller. King of the Swamp. We have 5 packs left. This being the 5th pack. Lollipo Yummy Way. Polymerization. Artifact Durandal Super Rare. Jack in the Hand. Overlay Booster. Cookie Yummy Way. CXYZ Nash Knight. Mysterion the Dragon Crown. Yummy Amusement, Mignon. Nash Knight. Sky Striker Mecha Hornet Drones. Dracotail Lucius. Okay, that's our 4th Ultra Rare. If this card is normal or special summon, you can add 1 Dracotail monster from your deck to your hand, except Dracotail Lucius. This card is sent to the graveyard as material for a fusion summon. You can set 1 Dracotail spell or trap from your deck. You can only use each effect of Dracotail Lucius once per turn. That is really nice. Where art thou? And Dracotail Horn. The only thing I could say is if we pulled a Starlight in collection with the actual collectors, I think I'd lose it. Dracotail Golomel. K9 EW. Special Release Experiment. K9 66B Lantern. K900 Hound. Fight for a Patchwork. Artifact Durandal and Millennium Eyes Restrict. Super Rush Recklessly. Herald of the Arclight. K917 Ripper. Edge Imp Chain. Number 61 Volcarosaurus. Gravity Controller. Dracotail Flame. Final pack of the box. K9 Release Restraint. Imperial Princess Quincari. Rahu Dracotail. Jack in the Hand. Nash Knight. Where Art Thou? And Dracotail Pan. Anyways, guys, that is the box. Our highlights are literally a collector's rare Sky Striker Mecha Hornet Drones, Dracotail Lucius, Lollipo Yummy, Cupsy Yummy, and a Cookie Yummy. Well, I've already got the main deck for most of Yummy. Anyways, guys, I hope you really did enjoy this video. Until the next time, I'll see you in the next one, guys.
Is it okay if I'm to say I'm catching feelings from all the dealings? Am I astray? What do you say? How are you feeling? Is it the same?